Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I am doing kind of, I guess, a comparison between the Google Pixel 6a and the Nothing Phone 1. Both these devices released in 2022. As a matter of fact, they released in the same month. I believe it was July of 2022 for both of these. So, very interesting here. Both could be classified as mid-range devices, but we'll get all into the nitty-gritty here in a little bit. First off, you guys want to tell me how the video quality looks? I would really appreciate that because I am filming this with the OnePlus 9. Secondly, if you guys can smash the like button, I would truly appreciate that because that circulates the video and gets it out there for more people to see. And turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a video upload when I upload a video or when I go live. So, without further ado, let's get into today's video. And so, as I stated, we're looking at the Google Pixel 6a and we're looking at the Nothing Phone 1. And a big shout out to my wife for letting me use her desk because my desk is pretty messy right now. So I just set up the camera and everything right here. But anyways, so let's get down to the nitty gritty between these two devices. Both of them support 128 gigs of internal storage, but the Nothing Phone 1, I believe, has a 256 model as well. You got 6 gigabytes of RAM on the Pixel 6a, 8 gigabytes on the Nothing Phone 1. Both are running Android 15 as the Nothing Phone 1 recently got Nothing OS 3.0, which is Android 15 based. And then you have the Pixel 6a, which has the stock Android 15. Now, the Pixel 6a is going to get longer support as Pixel 6 and 7 series will get 2 additional software updates. So this will have a bit more longevity than the Nothing Phone 1. Nothing Phone 1 has a 4500 milliamp hour battery, and the Pixel 6a has a 4410 milliamp hour battery. No wireless charging on the 6a. 15 watt wireless charging on the Nothing Phone 1. Both wired charging, 18 watts on the 6a and 30 watts on the Nothing Phone 1. When it comes to the cameras on the back, you have a 50 megapixel main shooter on the Nothing Phone 1 and a 12.2 megapixel on the Pixel 6a. As the 48 megapixel didn't come until later on. Actually, not 48, 64. Didn't come later on until the Pixel 7a. So this still sports the camera sensors that previous Pixels before this generation, have had since, I guess, the Pixel 2 and 2 XL. With that being said, between these two, you got a Snapdragon 778G Plus processor in the Nothing Phone 1 and the Tensor G1 chip in the Pixel 6a. Now, when it comes to both of these two devices, I've told you guys that with the A series, it really does not feel like a mid-range budget device. You got the biometric fingerprint sensor on the display. It's an optic fingerprint sensor, so it's not ultrasonic. So a lot, some people will say that it is slow, but over time, it has gotten better with unlocking the device. So I got to give it up to them for making it a lot better. Design-wise of the phone in itself, you got that camera bar on the top right there. This was the last one with a two-tone color look. So you can appreciate that. You get the matte black side rails, and it is a plastic build device. Speakers at the bottom with the Type-C port and no headphone jack. And we got microphones all around, for video recording and whatnot, just to get good audio quality when you record. So you could appreciate that. And again, like I said, stock Android experience. 60 hertz refresh onto the display here. Keep that in mind. With the Nothing Phone 1, I love the placement of the biometric fingerprint sensor. It is much lower than what's on the Pixel 6a. Makes it easier to kind of get to. Nothing OS has a nice look to it. It's got more customizations. You can install third-party icon packs, things of that nature, just to kind of really spruce it up and make it your own. You got metal side, kind of like boxy flat rails. So, I mean, they do kind of feel good when you're holding the phone and everything like that. You got your speakers on the bottom, and your SIM tray is also on the bottom. Put in your physical SIM, and get your dual cameras right there. Of course, microphones around for video recording for good audio. And then you got the glyph lights on the back of the device, which comes in handy when you set it to do certain things like notifications. You can set it to certain people for notifications and have it ring in a certain, not ring, but flash in a certain pattern. And, you can also tell where your battery percentage is at with this bottom glyph light. As it charges, it progresses before it becomes full. Once it's full, it actually means, you're at 100% battery capacity. So you do find some usefulness for the glyphs. Something I really wouldn't say is like gimmicky to that extent. You could definitely find some purpose there when it comes down to it. So, like I said, you have customizations with, Nothing OS. That's always a nice thing to have. With, the stock Android on the Google Pixel 6, you can install a third-party launcher, but you're not going to be able to put like any icon packs on the Google Pixel 6a with the native Pixel user experience, user interface. That's just not happening yet. One day, hopefully, Google gets the picture and says, hey, you know what? You can fully customize it even more. That would be nice to have. As far as the display between these two, you can go 120 hertz with the Nothing Phone 1, 60 hertz on the Pixel 6a. I keep them both at 60 hertz. I just don't really care about, the fluidity of scrolling and whatnot on the display. Other people will try to convince me of how 120 hertz you got to have it, or 144 hertz you got to have it. I really don't care. Most of the time I'm just reading anyways. I'm not really doing a lot of gaming on my phone. I'm, maybe watching some YouTube here and there, and that's about it. Other than that, when I'm on, say X, or if I'm on Threads or any of those social platforms, I'm reading. And so there's not really much scrolling going on. And I guess that's why I don't really care too much about 120 hertz refresh. So that's just me, right? Some of you guys may find that to be absolutely important in your next decision for your phone. And so I just kind of want to, if you narrowed it down between the 6A or the Nothing Phone 1, just, know that you'll have a higher refresh rate with the Nothing Phone 1. Now, you can install a custom ROM on the Pixel 6a, and then you can force it to 90 hertz refresh because the display supports it. It's just, I don't know, Google just has it off by default. Maybe, it really messed with the battery life on the Pixel 6a, and they just didn't want to give people terrible battery life. I don't know. I just know that, some people still kind of like poke at the Pixel 6a for that very reason. The cool thing about both these devices is that they don't feel like mid-range devices at all whatsoever. As far as like what they can handle, what they can do, what I've put them through, like video editing and rendering videos and uploading to YouTube and other social platforms, and just, gaming like Pokemon Go, and maybe playing like, some Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters, and just different games I like to play from time to time. I install on my device. I play, until I get tired of it, and then I delete it off my phone because I don't want it anymore. Both these phones can do it just fine. They can do it with the best. The Snapdragon 778G processor is really nice, really good. Yes, I've seen better performance out of flagship chip processors as far as, rendering 4K video. But, this can do it. The Tensor G1 can do it also. And, the Tensor G1 basically being a flagship processor chip, according to Google. And in this coming up year with the Pixel 10, we're going to definitely see some changes when Tensor switches over to being manufactured by TSMC. We'll see what it produces, but that's for another video. Overall, both these devices, I've said, are still worth it in 2025. If you're somebody that doesn't need to have like the latest flagship out there to bond with the rest of the flock, if you just want something that's going to do what you want out of your smartphone, the things that you need done, daily tasks, social media, and just consuming media, both these two devices respectively are really good to be able to do that. Really, you just got to ask yourself this question though, because the Nothing Phone 1 apparently may not be supported anymore. This is completely up to Nothing Tech if Carl Pei and his members decide, hey, you know what? It's our first phone that we put out there. Let's keep it alive. Let's pump out another software update for it. And they bring it up to Android 16. That would be freaking sweet because Android 16 is right around the corner. You can already beta test it on Pixels, including the 6A, which will get 2 more years of software, major software support is what I mean, not just security patches. So, that's the only thing that you would have to really worry about with the Nothing Phone 1. Now, there is a large community behind the Nothing Phone 1 that, I believe will build custom ROMs and keep this thing alive. But, when it comes to the Google Pixel 6a and then the Nothing Phone 1, one of the things that I will tell you guys is that you could throw a custom ROM on here and it'll probably feel just like a Pixel. I mean, it already kind of does feel like a Pixel already for the way that it is, but I will say though that Nothing OS, the design, the color scheming of the user interface, all those things to me just really emphasize where they're not really trying to trap you on your phone all day, wasting away minutes and hours being on your smartphone when you can be in the real world. So that is something that Carl Pei himself has mentioned. And, it shows with the design language of both the software and hardware of the Nothing Phone 1. While it is a bit fun to look at and it is a bit fun to use, it's not something that's going to be overwhelming in your life. And I'm not saying the Pixel 6a does that, but, the Pixel 6a is not about keeping you in the real world. Google always wants to consistently learn about you. And so the more that you're on your phone, the more that they can learn about you. And so they're not about, kicking you out of the matrix to have you spend time in the real world. Hey, look at that. Nothing Phone 3a. Definitely a phone I'm interested in. But, Google is just out there to make a very smart device, a very helpful device, a device that you can use to take care of some of your tasks. So I guess you can say in a way it is kind of, kicking you off of your phone because when you have, the AI assistant Gemini on here that can do so much things for you, literally, lets you keep the device on the desk and be able to interact with it and do things and get things done without having to pick up your phone. So I guess they kind of fall in the same boat. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on the Nothing Phone 1 versus the Pixel 6a. Let me know what your thoughts are, questions, comments, concerns, emotional outbursts. Drop them in the comment section. Thanks for checking out today's video. And appreciate you guys for being here. Smash the like button, share this out on social media, and I'll talk to you on the next one. As always, aloha.